legend. North Jersey's finest. Kenyon Sessoms. What's good?
Man, what's
good,
up,
kid?
man? How you doing, bro?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. A fight that we talked about, a bunch of times.
Facts.
Shakur Stevenson, Edwin De Los Santos last Thursday. He won a unanimous decision. He's kind of getting shitted on. A whole lot of criticism, fans, media, etc. What do you make of it?
I definitely mean, obviously, it was an extremely boring fight. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and act like it wasn't. It was a boring fight, wasn't the performance that I think not only people who were Shakur fans, but people who were not Shakur fans, they still didn't expect for that turnout to happen. I think, but for people to spin it the way that they're spinning it and try and make it seem like he's not a good fighter because of it, oh, he's trash, he's this, he's that, that's crazy, right? And I think we see that a lot in boxers, and I'm going to say this to young boxers coming up, like, take these times as learning lessons to understand and know that if you do not perform up to a certain standard, especially if you talk and you don't perform to that standard, that there will be backlash. It's not always fair backlash. It's definitely some unfair stuff, but understand that it's going to come. And you just got to know how to deal with it once it happens and embrace that it's going to happen.
That's a very hard lesson for young men to learn, because we didn't grow up in the social media era, but these kids have been on social media from jump. We got social media in late high school age, you know what I mean? So how do you tell them to put the phone down when all they know is the phone?
I think it's one of those situations where you don't necessarily tell them to put the phone down, because I think it's I ain't gonna say impossible, but for them it's almost impossible to not see it, not look at it, because it's gonna be everywhere that you turn, right? Like, obviously, once you start following a bunch of boxing pages, so on and so forth, and that becomes your feed, everything boxing related is gonna come across. And right now, anything related to Shakur is gonna come up, so you're gonna see it. There's no way to not see it. But I think the conversation maybe between the coach and maybe even the manager, whoever is a part of that fighter's team, very early on needs to start to have that conversation. Not only have the conversation about the media and how to deal with the media, but how to deal with the fans and potential backlash that come along with it in the right and wrong ways to address it.
You see fans and media so high on a fighter, bad performance, and then now they can't beat anybody, their hype job, the whole nine. How much criticism is warranted for this particular fight?
Man, I think that at some aspect, especially because of when you talk, it's just like right with Floyd, especially when you're young and I'd say like a black fighter, you talk trash, like, you gotta expect for hard criticism to come upon it once you don't deliver on the way that you've been talking, right? And I think it's just the way it is. It's the way it's been, and it's something that you realistically just have to understand that it's gonna come to that. I don't think there's as much criticism has been handed out warranted, because they try and make it seem like this one performance is like a defining moment, just like with a Terrence Crawford and the Errol Spence. Errol Spence lost to one person, but you would think that he's a complete bum and he's been losing his entire career the way that they make it seem. So I think there is criticism warranted because he brought it upon himself, but the amount and the type of criticism sometimes is a little bit unjustified.